back to a new lesson. I am Niharika, and today we are going to look at different ways to avoid unwanted questions or to avoid nosy people. Now, there are so many people who love to be nosy. They just want to know all the details. They want to know how old I am, or they want to know how much money do you make? Why are you not getting married? Why are you not having babies? How come you're still single? Okay, it's none of your business. Why do you want to feed your snooping mind with my details? Don't you have any other work to do? Well, that's what it is. So there are so many people who tend to get details from you, and you just want to keep some things personal, like your work, your relationships, or your money, right? So we are going to look at some ways that you can avoid such nosy people. Let's have a look at the first one here. You can just answer by saying, not important. So someone asks you that, why are you not getting married? Just say, not important. Okay, that's the way you can answer. So probably this person would get an idea that you don't want to share the details. Okay? The next one that we have is change the subject. Well, if someone comes and says, oh honey, why are you not having babies yet? Okay, I really don't want to answer that. So what do you do? Well, what you can say, oh, I completely forgot to tell you about what happened last weekend. So you're changing the subject. I hope this person forgets about the question asked, but that's one of the ways that you can avoid this nosy question, okay? The next one I have for you is repeat the question. So someone, maybe your work colleague, comes and asks you, hey Niharika, so how much do you get paid? And I really don't want to share that with him. It's none of his business, right? So I would repeat the question. I would say with a very surprised expression on my face, I will repeat the same question. Did you just ask how much money do I make? You know, just look surprised and kind of change the subject. So you can combine these two. You can repeat the question and you can change the subject. Okay? Then the next one that I have for you is smart answer. Now there are certain ways that you can answer very smartly. For example, if someone comes and asks you, why are you taking your day off? Okay, so probably I have applied for a day off or probably a week's holiday. And this person, this colleague of mine would come and ask me, so why are you taking off? Okay, I don't want to tell you that, but then I will answer smartly. I would say, do you work for CIA or do you work for FBI or for some government tax office? Okay, so this is smart. Like you are kind of giving an idea that it's none of your business, but you're not being rude. You're just saying, do you work for CIA or FBI that you're asking me this question? Okay? Then the next one that I have for you is polite answer. Now remember, if you do not want to share your personal information with anybody, okay, it doesn't mean that, like if you deny answering, if you say that, I'm sorry, this is too personal, you're being polite, okay? You're not being rude. Because people think that it's their birthright to know what's happening in someone else's life. Okay, that's not the case. You can just answer politely by saying, it's none of your business. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You can just say that, I'm sorry, I do not want to share my personal information. Or, wow, that's a personal question. Okay, so this is the way you can answer. Now let's have a look at some more. Alright, so I have some more options for you that you can use when you have to answer some nosy people there. So the first one over here is humor. You can always add humor to your answers. For example, many people tend to ask, "What are you doing?" even when they see what you're doing. Like, I was reading a book the other day, and this friend of mine asked me, "Hey Niharika, what are you doing?" Well, of course I was reading, but how I answered to that question? I said, "I'm reading a book on anti-gravity, and it is very difficult for me to keep the book down." Well, that's kind of smart and humorous, right? Even at times when you are in a movie theater and you bump into a friend and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Well, duh, I've come for a movie. Well, but of course you're not gonna say that. You would just add humor. I was thinking that I'll just go take a round in the park. Okay, so here you're adding humor again, right? So you can always add humor to your answers. The next one that I have for you is answer like a politician. So what does that mean? Well, you know how politicians are. They are pretty diplomatic. They like to give a very indirect answer. So at times you really have to be a little diplomatic. And how do you do that? Well, you can say in a very indirect manner, someone would come and ask you, "So how much are you paid?" You can say, "Pretty enough to pay off my taxes," or "pretty enough to buy my breakfast." So this means I make pretty good money, okay? And it's kind of none of your business. So you can always be a little diplomatic when you answer, okay? The next one that I have for you, it's complicated. So someone asks you about your relationship. "So what's going on with that guy, huh? Are you dating him?" And you really don't want to share that information. So you can say, "Oh, well, it's a little complicated." Someone would come and ask you, "Oh, honey, why are you not having babies?" You really don't want to answer that again. You can say, "It's a little complicated." So it's kind of my favorite answer. It's a little complicated, period. Okay? So probably the person would not go further. Then the next one that I have for you is "when I figure it out." So, like, girls do not like when they are asked about how old they are. So someone would come and ask me, "How old are you?" I would say, "I'll let you know when I figure it out." So maybe I don't know how old I am. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. Okay? So that's the way you can answer. And the last one that I have for you is "I'll post it on Facebook." Now, of course, we like to share everything on Facebook, don't we? We like to put in, "Okay, I've gone for a movie, I went out for dinner, I went to the park, I walked my dog this morning." We like to share everything on Facebook. So, if someone would ask me some personal questions, which I really don't want to answer, I would say, "I'll put it on Facebook." So basically, I'll declare it on social media. I don't want to tell it to you right now. I'll just put it on social media. Okay? So these are some options that I have for you. And this way you can avoid these nosy people. Okay? So I'll be back with a new lesson for you soon. Till then, you take care and have a great day.